Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a question that causes a ton of anxiety for anyone who's just been labeled a glaucoma suspect. And that question is, what on earth do I do about my morning coffee? We're going to turn that worry into a calm, actionable plan you can actually use. Let's just start by calling this what it is. 1 minute, you're just going for a routine checkup, and the next thing you know, you're at home Googling your favorite drink like it's suddenly public enemy number one. It's a really stressful and uncertain spot to be in, and it makes you second guess the simplest parts of your day. So, is it? Is that morning ritual suddenly off limits? Okay, deep breath. The answer isn't a simple yes or no, but by the time we're done here, you are going to have a solid plan, something that cuts through the confusion and puts you back in the driver's seat. All right, let's get into it. And first things first, we need to be crystal clear about who this is for, because when it comes to this topic, the details really, really matter. So if you're looking at this list and thinking, yep, that's me, then you are absolutely in the right place. And pay special attention if your appointments are usually in the morning. This isn't going to be some generic one-size-fits-all advice. We are building a plan just for your situation. And let's be real for a second. The hardest part of all this, it's not the coffee itself, is it? It's the not knowing. It's that frustrating, vague advice that just leaves you spinning. That's what's so draining. So today, our mission is to cut through all that noise and build a simple rule that just works. Okay, so let's get down to the real issue here. Because the actual risk we need to think about, it's probably not what you're expecting. See, it's not a simple coffee is bad or coffee is good thing. It's all about how you drink it. And this right here, this is the key. It's a difference between a smooth dose and a spike. Think about it. Sipping on a cup or two of coffee over the course of a morning, that's a totally different ballgame from slamming an energy drink or a double shot of espresso on an empty stomach. One is a gentle ramp up. The other is like hitting a launch button. That spike, that's what we're interested in. So why does this matter so much for you? Well, because being a glaucoma suspect puts you in a special category. You're on the doctor's radar for a reason, right? It could be your eye pressure, your family tree, or even the shape of your optic nerve. So you can't just take the advice meant for everybody else. For you, things like moderation and, this is the big one, consistency are way, way more important. And this really sums it all up. The problem isn't moderate coffee consumption. The problem, long before that, is the spikes. So our whole plan, our entire goal here isn't about getting rid of coffee. It's about getting rid of the drama. We want to make your caffeine intake, well, kind of boring. Just nice, steady, and predictable. Okay, so now that we know what we're trying to avoid, let's talk about the solution. And it's super simple. It's a 2-number rule. That's it. Something you can remember easily that gives you back that feeling of control. First number. 200. 200 milligrams of caffeine. That's your daily ceiling. Now hold on. This isn't some magic cutoff where 201 is a disaster and 199 is perfect. Think of it more like a conservative starting point, a safe harbor. Its main job is to cut down on the static, the noise in your medical data, which is so important when you're being watched over time. All right, second number, and honestly, this one might be even more crucial. 3. 3 hours. That's your test day window. No caffeine for at least 3 hours before you get your eye pressure checked. And the reason is simple. You do not want to accidentally inflate your reading because of a recent coffee. That could trigger a whole lot of unnecessary worry or even conversations about treatments you might not actually need. Okay, so we've got our 2 numbers. But a rule is pretty useless if you can't put it into practice, right? So let's get practical and break down how to actually make this work in your daily life. When someone says, just drink 1 cup, that's basically useless advice. Because what even is 1 cup? Is it that little 8-ounce mug from your grandma, or is it a giant 20-ounce travel mug? The difference is huge. So step 1, know your container. Step 2, stop counting cups and start counting caffeine events. That refill, that's a whole new event. And step 3, the big one, be religious about your timing on test days. Consistency is everything. Now, if you're curious about how you specifically react, here's a little 3-day self-test you can do. It's super gentle. Day 1, do nothing different. Just write down what you normally drink and when. Day 2, try sticking to that 200 milligram ceiling. And on day 3, stick to the cap, but just try to have your coffee a little earlier in the day. And all you're doing is noticing. How's your sleep? Any jitters? Any headaches? It's not a scary test. It's just about paying attention. All right, so all of this, the rule, the math, the self-test,
It's all leading up to the most important thing, your next doctor's appointment. This is about walking in there feeling prepared and empowered. So here's the game plan. You're going to walk into that appointment with a little log. Seriously, just jot it down on a sticky note. Your best guess for daily caffeine, what you did on test day, like none for 4 hours, and any quick notes on how you felt. I'm telling you, that little piece of paper changes everything. It takes the conversation from, well, you should probably cut back, to, okay, let's work with your actual numbers. And to make sure the data you're giving your doctor is solid gold, you've got to sidestep these common traps. First, an obvious one, but people do it, don't chug coffee right before your test. That's just asking for a false high reading. Second, remember decaf is low caf, not no caf. And finally, whatever you do, don't swap your coffee for an energy drink. They are literally designed to give you a massive spike, which is the exact opposite of what we want. So, let's wrap this up. Coffee itself isn't your enemy. It's the wild, unmeasured, spiky patterns that create problems for your doctor's monitoring. And the best part? You are 100% in control of that. Your safe limit, it's not some magic number. It's about creating a routine that's predictable, maybe even a little boring. Because that consistency is what gives you and your doctor the clearest, most accurate picture of what's really going on. So the only question left is, what's your plan going to be?